It is John Gibbons for the Anfield Wrap. I'm delighted to be joined in the studio by Gary Judge and Danny Harrison. Gents, thanks so much for coming in to see us today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, John.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having us.
We're working together really closely with you guys, Gary, at the moment with Access Sports and introducing people to the wide range of services you deliver. But I know one of your key service providers, is the Steven Gerrard Academy, and doing fantastic work. Obviously, the reputation, in the city and beyond sort of speaks for itself, but do a great job along with you guys to provide services to young people to take them to another level.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the Steven Gerrard Academy in their own right have been around for a number of years now. We've always worked, I guess, in competition up until a couple of years ago where, we were vying for the same students, and there was an opportunity 2 years back for us to work together. Us, Access Sport, being the main provider of the funding, so to speak, and working on the education side of the programme. But the Steven Gerrard Academy have had a fantastic track record of supporting students to get into the football industry, into sport, particularly on the practical aspect of it. TAWs, they've always done really well, which we're gonna come on to in a moment. But no, it's a very symbiotic relationship. We've both got the same interests, which, as you say, is about developing young people and giving them the best chance to gain a career in sport.
Yeah, so from a sporting point of view, first of all, Danny, because so many of the young people you do take are aspiring footballers and still would love, a career in football in some way. And, just a little bit more about the opportunities that you give those young people to learn and grow, but also to remember, I guess, for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, it's spot on. I think some of the messages that we do have to send out is obviously where we want them to follow their dreams, but being that professional football is a real cutthroat industry. It's really difficult. But what we say is if they follow the process, if they work with our coaches, if they work with our teachers, some of the opportunities that Gary's just alluded to, the international tours, pathways onto further education, scholarships in the USA, they're all sort of relevant and they're all achievable if they follow those pathways.
And there are so many careers within sports and within football. I mean, look what I'm doing, I guess. I know we're going to come on to talk about that now, that maybe young people don't realise when they're a 16-year-old, they're always supposed to, I just want to be a footballer. But, opening their eyes, Danny, to how big the industry is and how many jobs and opportunities there are there, I'm sure is a key thing of what you do.
That's it. We have an event at SGA, which is, we call it the Global Showcase. So on that particular day, we have obviously matches going on. So male, female games. We invite all our scouts, managers, all our networks in for the day. But also we have the whole, it's a whole sort of sports field, sports media day feel to it. So we have performance analysis going on. So any of the students that want to go into that pathway, they help our analysts code the games, they watch it back, they give live feedback to the coaches. And we also have a media day, so Steve Hollisol's been in a few times, he's compared the days, we've interviewed coaches, players, and it does exactly sort of what you've just been articulating there, where the careers in sports typically have been sort of coaching, playing even to a point, but those industries now and those jobs within sport are massive and sort of wide-ranging.
And it's interesting, Gary, because we see so many even pros who are coming to the end, think on media is an avenue for them, but you can always sort of skip that and go in when you're sort of, 16, 17 and have a wonderful career. And I know that's something you guys are looking at really strongly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you see it now, there's the likes of Michael Antonio, who's still playing, he's got his own podcast, and a lot of them are now starting to realise, players in the 30s, that I've got to start getting that practice in, so to speak, now and develop them skills. And a lot of them are realising that actually there's a lot more to this, but there is an opportunity to do it alongside your playing career, and that's something that certainly the Steven Gerrard Academy and ourselves are very passionate about, is allowing students to continue that journey in football for as long as they can, but to make sure that not only they've got a backup, they've got something they really enjoy that they can still have as a career alongside that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that you talk about the advice that the young people get, and people like Steve Hoddesall, who's such a renowned person within the industry, but also the technology that you guys have, not just the equipment, but also the analysis stuff's really blown my mind and must help.
It's quality, and particularly, for two angles, really. The performance is the one that most of the students are interested in at the moment. How can I improve my own performance via the analysis, the video, the data? But then on the media side, flipping it, you're getting to use that data and that coverage to then create content, which you can develop yourself. So that type of technology is hugely influential for our students, and it's inspiring, I think, at times as well.
Yeah. So, what have you got coming up, Danny, in terms of, big sort of dates on the horizon? If you like, there is the things like the Dallas Cup, which is obviously every year, but what big things have you got coming up that you're looking forward to?
I think if we touch on the Dallas Cup first of all, because that's our sort of marquee event, if you like, in our calendar. We're going to take 3 squads over there this year.
Amazing.
From across all our different SGA sites. So some we work in partnership with Access on, others are external to us. So we have a couple of sites over in Larne and Derry. So what we've tried to do this year is really incorporate all the SGA sites to sort of put together 3 rep sides, if you like, at under 17s, 18s and 19s. So in total with coaches, I think it's something like 74 people are going to be travelling over to Dallas on that tournament.
Amazing.
We've also got 5 days in LA prior to that, so it's like a bit of a acclimatisation tour. We're working with Carlsbad over there. So again, we've had a nice visual on our socials recently of sort of the map of the states of where we're going to be going round. Now, some of these experiences are just life-changing, never mind from a footballing point of view, from travel, culture. It really does encompass sort of a lot of the stuff that we're trying to get across at SGA at the minute.
So, I mean, so many reasons for a young person to get involved in what you are doing, Gary, and it has to be said that, SGA just one of your fantastic service providers. As people listen to this around the country, either are a young person or have a young person in their family. There's providers like that up and down the country, and if people get in touch with you, they'll be signposted in the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. If you go to accessport.ac.uk, you can see our locations, across the country, and there are opportunities, as you say, geographically, but in various different courses. And, with various different partners as well, football clubs and different businesses, which is something that, we're really keen to try and push. But just to add to Danny's as well, we've got 150 more of our players from across the country that are travelling across to Barcelona as well to play in the Mediterranean International Cup, which is, again, alongside the Dallas Cup, one of the biggest youth tournaments in the world. The likes of Messi and Neymar have played there before. So, again, I agree with Danny. I think those opportunities to travel are the ones that, that they create those memories, I think, more than anything else, that the students take away with them wherever they go.
Just makes me want to be 16 again, to be honest with you. But
it's not as easy being staff on the tour anyway.
It's not eyes in the back of your head sort of thing. But yeah, I think from a young person in this day and age to be able to go and access those tournaments, and part of the pull of the Dallas Cup, I suppose, is we have homestays. So it was developed, the Dallas Cup, to develop those relationships across the ocean, if you like. So I know some of our players who have left and gone on to different things, whether it's in sport or different sort of avenues. They keep in touch with those friends that they've made for life by staying in their houses. So again, not obviously the sports element of football, but also that building relationships and the social skills, the soft skills. It's all sort of packaged in one big tour, if you like.
Yeah, absolutely. And just open people's eyes to what is out there, and it's a big world and the opportunities are there. Gents, thanks so much for coming out. It's been really inspiring hearing you talk about it. As I say, if people want to get in touch, just if you give us that web address again. Gary,
it's accessport.ac.uk/TAW. That's the section which will give the listeners or viewers the content that we're discussing on here as well.
Yeah, well, we're going to keep chatting over the next few months, keep letting people know about the breadth of what you guys do, but really informal today. So thanks, gents, for coming in.